So I'm reviewing the first two episodes of Mandalorian Season 3. I was a big fan of Mandalorian Season 1 and 2. They were great, and now we're reviewing Season 3, Episode 1 and Episode 2. So in Episode 1, Mando visits a world. I don't think the world is named, but he visits a world in which the Children of the Watch, one of the Mandalorian factions, are on the planet. There's a ceremony going on in which one of the children is set to receive his helmet, which is signifying him joining the Children of the Watch. A beast rises from the water, in which we see a small fight scene between Mandalorian warriors and the beast, followed by the one and only legendary Mando, who arrives in his starfighter, which we saw him construct in the Book of Boba Fett, Episode 5. He arrives and he defeats the beast rather easily, and then he has a conversation with the armorer, who informs him that he must basically cleanse himself, which leads to him returning to Navarro. On Navarro, he talks to Grief Karga, a key character from Season 1 and 2, who was the former leader of the Bounty Hunters Guild on Navarro, and is now, I think, the governor, I'm going to guess, or something like that, who is the governor of Navarro. And he says that he has the IG unit that we saw from Season 1, which was destroyed by the stormtroopers, and IG, who, of course, self-detonated to defeat them and clear a path for Mando. We see Mando attempt to fix IG, and though while he does bring IG back to mechanical life, IG resets to his first commands and first structure and orders with its memory bank, which was to execute Mando and the child, which execute Grogu, which he attempts to actually do. But Mando is obviously fighting him off, and eventually Grief's small statue is pushed and it crushes IG. They then take IG to these aliens who we actually saw in Rise of Skywalker. They attempt to fix IG, but it's basically rendered useless. And we also see a scene in which Mando puts the frighteners on some pirates, on a local pirate gang on Navarro. And then he leaves Navarro, even though Grief has told him he should retire, become a marshal on the planet. They can get him some nice property, but he leaves. He boards his starfighter and engages in battle with some local pirate fighters, some pirate starfighters. Once he's dealt with them, we see him leaving to another planet. On that planet, when he arrives, he's walking into a palace in which we see Bo-Katan, leader of Mandalorian resistance forces, well, specifically Death Watch, or the Night Sisters, the Sisters or something like that, is sitting on the throne, and the Mandalorian, Mando, walks towards her. Then in Episode 2, he travels to Mandalore to clear himself. When he enters airspace, he's dealt with a major storm, and when he is able to effectively land, after some time he eventually lands, and when he does land, the droid goes to check the air levels, and Mando ends up fighting some ancient Mandalorian warriors, not Mandalorians, but ancient warriors who lived in the wastelands of Mandalore. They survived, using the Darksaber, which is extremely heavy for him as he's not developed his connection to it. He is able to defeat them. But later on, when he sees the helmets and the remains of previous Mandalorians who died on the world, he is taken by a massive droid, which then it is eventually revealed just to be a smaller droid who comes out of it. He is then chained to a slab of sorts. And eventually, Grogu, who goes to find Bo-Katan, comes to the planet and defeats the droid and rescues the Mandalorian, rescues Mando. The fact is, Mando still has to cleanse himself also, and some have actually said that the droid was Grievous. Personally, I don't think it was, but it's possible. And when they're sitting at some point, Bo-Katan references what happened. She says what else could have survived. She wonders what else could have survived on the planet, since those ancient warriors had survived, since the droid alien thing had survived. They wondered. And then when they did enter the waters, Bo-Katan was forced to bring Mando back up, and that is where she saw the Mythosaurus, which is expected to play a major part in the upcoming season. Because the Mythosaurus is the definition of Mandalorian history, of Mandalorian origins. It's a key part of Mandalore. And I think it's going to be a key part. I think the Mythosaurus is going to be what restores Mandalore to its glory, in which Mandalorian forces across the galaxy, Mandalorians from every star system, every world, begin seeing it as a call, a beacon of unity. And when they arrive on the planet, either Bo-Katan or Mando will raise the Darksaber and activate it, signifying their time now as leader of Mandalore. I personally think it will be Mando who does this, because he is struggling with the Darksaber. We're seeing him not able to develop a connection to it. But eventually I think he will, and he will be named Mandalore. That is my review of The Mandalorian, the first 2 episodes of Season 3. I will probably keep reviewing them in each pair of 2, or I may just do each episode. And number 1, I'm giving it a review of 9 out of 10. I liked almost everything about it, but I think the first one could have maybe taken in some different ways and different... I'd rather some different parts of the episode be changed, things be edited. And instead of that statue being the thing that destroys IG in episode 1, I'd rather it actually be Mando, using his expert fighting skills. So thank you for watching, and tune in again next time.